Okay, today we are going to talk about how to set up a new clinician or a current clinician or teammate on your account with a direct phone number and Spruce link so that they can have private conversations with clients. So that could be private phone calls, private SMS, or private secure conversations. So this can be very useful for people who are working in mental health, but it can also be useful for other practices. So we are just going to go through this quickly so you understand how you could set this up yourselves. So first we're going to go into settings. Under settings, we're going to go into phone SMS. This is where you'll see all of the phone numbers that are provisioned for your practice that you have access to. So as an admin, you should see all of the phone numbers listed here. Now we're going to claim a new Spruce number. We're going to click right on this button here, claim a Spruce number. You're going to see it's going to ask for an area code. So we're going to try an area code. And now it's given us a new number. Now, we're going to configure this number as though we want this to be for an individual. So here you see we can change the owner. So if the owner was the whole organization, you would see here that it was owned by the whole organization. If we want to make this owned by an individual, like for example, Michelle, that would be me in this case. Now it's owned by me, and you see that this gives us a new option, auto assign conversation. When this is toggled on, this means that all conversations with this phone number, that would be any new SMS messages or phone calls, will automatically go into the assign to me mailbox for the person who owns the phone number. So this can be a really great way to just keep things organized so that clinicians only need to look at their own mailbox because their conversations are going directly to their mailbox. So I'm going to call this Direct Michelle. You can see that you can set it up so that tags can be automatically added to those conversations also, if that's something that your practice is using as an organizational tool. And now you see additional internal members. So anyone who is listed here can see these conversations. If I wanted the whole organization to see them, I would include the organization as an additional internal member. If no one is included, then only Michelle will be able to see these conversations. If you wanted Michelle's supervisor to be able to see them, you could then add that person as an additional internal member. So we're just setting this up as though Dr. Ghoulish is my supervisor. All right, we're gonna click update. Now you can see this is all updated. And you can see here that it says auto assignment is on. So since this is for me and I want this to be my default from phone number, that's the phone number that my calls will come from. So clients would see this as my from number. I would change that in my personal preferences. We see here default from for new conversations, and you see I've already set it here. Now, if this was something that I was assigning to another teammate, then as an admin, I would go to teammates, and I would select the person I wanted to assign this to, and I could go under Manage Personal Preferences. You see here, I see the default from for this teammate, and I can change this, but you see that Michelle Direct is not given in this list because this teammate does not have access to that phone number. So if I wanted this teammate to use this phone number, they would have to have access to it. So we remember we only gave Dr. Gulish and Michelle access to this number. So if we were to go into Dr. Gulish's personal preferences, you would see that the number is listed here as a possibility because she does have access. So that's an important note on that, just in case you run into that when you're setting people up. All right, so we can also set people up with their own Spruce link so that their secure messages, those are the messages that go through the app to patients, are also private. So setting up a secure link works very similarly to setting up a phone number. And you'll see I've already set up this one as the direct link for Michelle. You can see that very similarly, there's the possibility to auto-assign after the owner is changed to an individual. Here you can see that you can change the link if you want this to be customized. Just don't change this first spruce.app portion. All right, we're going to click Update. Okay, now let's take a look at what it looks like to send messages now that these defaults have been assigned. So here we are in the inbox. We're going to just click the Compose button. Let's try sending a secure message. So we're going to send a secure message to Bart Simpson. Now you can see here that the default is this Spruce link that we've created. And we can see that this is a new conversation because I haven't communicated with Bart Simpson with this Spruce link before. So if I send a message, oops, sorry, this fake person does not have the new version of Spruce. My apologies. Let's use a different fake person. All right, so this fake person I have already communicated with this link, but you can see that it does open up that direct conversation. So I can say here, this is the direct conversation with Michelle using the direct link. And you can always see who a conversation is between by clicking on the I here in the upper right that says Conversation Details. And you see this conversation is between this patient and this individual Spruce link. And you can see that the additional members of this conversation are different from the default members that we had made for Michelle because I've manually added these other members to this specific conversation. So if I needed certain other clinicians to be able to see my direct message in one particular case, you can always edit that here. And that can be really great for collaboration if you're sharing a patient or other specific situations like that. All right, so let's just quickly take a look to see how this looks on her contact card. If you click on Conversations, you can see here that there are different conversations with this patient because these are conversations with different Spruce links or different phone numbers. So that's where you'll find all of them listed. And you'll only see conversations here that you have access to. So since we know that not all teammates have access to conversations with Michelle's direct Spruce link, we know that not all of them are going to have access to that conversation when they come to look at this contact card. It just won't appear for them. All right, I hope this helps everyone set up direct conversations for their clinicians. Thank you.